Morphin Maniacs! Welcome to Season 2 of Bossqoutes. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. Anyway, we're gonna start this season off with an ode to the life and work of Jim Henson. And there's no better way to start that off than with the classic Labyrinth. Our story follows Jennifer Connelly playing a young girl named Sarah. I originally saw this movie because I watched her in Phenomena and loved it so much I had to check out her other work. We'll get to that one sometime. Playing opposite Sarah is the evil Goblin King played by David Bowie. Actually, David Bowie gets 2 credits in the film. One for himself and one for his crotch bulge. Jesus, man, this is a kid's film, not a concert in San Francisco. Anyway, Sarah accidentally wishes her baby brother off into the clutches of the Goblin King, and the movie follows her as she tries to navigate the labyrinth so that she can save him. Along the way, she runs into all sorts of challenges and makes new friends with all manner of creatures, including a cowardly gnome named Hoggle, a giant furry beast of destruction called Ludo, and a fox dog thing named Didymus. There are a lot of music numbers and awkward romance storylines between this teenager and middle-aged David Bowie, but the overall theme here of the movie is that of a coming-of-age story. You follow Sarah as she begins to mature, learning to take responsibility for her own actions, learns how to let go of childhood safety blankets, and learns above all else that everything isn't fair. All along you're on this ride, you're surrounded by all the great creatures and costumes and unique sets you'd expect from a Jim Henson film. All the characters are memorable and entertaining, and you really feel like you're in the world of the Labyrinth, submerged into this twisting, confusing land of make-believe. So let's start this season with a bang. Here's the Bossqoutes for Jim Henson's Labyrinth. The Bog of Stench. The Bog of Stench is bad stuff, man. It's like the end-all be-all of punishments.
Step in this stuff and you'll stink forever.
Place stinks, man. It stinks. Unless you're Didymus, then you don't give a crap.
Stench? Of what speakest thou?
The smell!
I smell nothing.
Bottom line, stay away from that place.
You straight into the bog of eternal stench before you can blink. Prince of the land of stench.
Number 4, Dance Magic Dance. Thank God we got David Bowie as the role of Jareth, the Goblin King, because there was a ton of other musicians up for the role, including Michael Jackson, which would have made the movie a totally different can of worms. David Bowie's music and mysterious look suits the role perfectly. One of the most memorable scenes is a song number called Dance Magic. This scene consisted of over 48 puppets, 52 puppeteers, and 8 people in goblin costumes, which is just freaking insane. It's a very active scene, and the sequence starts with one of the best song introductions of all time.
You remind me of the babe. Babe with the power.
What power?
Power of voodoo.
Who do?
You do.
What?
Remind me of the babe.
It's not fair.
Oh, it's not fair!
Sarah has a long way to go from the beginning of the movie until the end. In physical form, this implies the actual depth and distance of the labyrinth. But the labyrinth itself really is just a metaphor for maturing into adulthood.
It's not fair!
You say that so often. I wonder what your basis for comparison is.
Sarah expects a lot from the world, but doesn't offer much up. Everything that doesn't go her way is just not fair. Eventually, one of the many story arcs she goes through on her adventures sees her realize that things aren't fair, so you have to take personal responsibility and initiative to get the results you want out of life.
Where should we try?
Them's my rightful property. It's not fair.
No, it isn't. But that's the way it is.
Number 2. It's all junk! The most unsettling part of the movie for me personally, and one of the biggest turning points in Sarah's journey, is when this goblin begins to try and confuse her by bogging Sarah down with all her childhood possessions. Toys, books, costumes, stuffed animals, etc. The goblin is trying to lull Sarah into a state of regression to her childhood, using the safety of being young and unresponsible as a security blanket.
Better to stay in here, dear. Yes, there's nothing you want out there. No. Oh, no.
The scheme almost works as Sarah is slowly buried underneath all the things she's clung on to. Not that I would understand anything about revolving your life around childhood nostalgia. What?
What's the matter, my dear? Don't you like your toys?
I
It's all junk.
Huh? Well, what about this? This is not junk. Eh?
Yes, it is!
Sarah suddenly realizes that something isn't right. By turning her back on the confinements of material attachment, Sarah takes one more step towards adulthood.
Don't defy me.
Should you need us? Heading into the final showdown with Jareth, Sarah tells her friends to stay behind.
But should you need us?
Yes. Should you need us?
I'll call.
All these characters that she's made friends with are actually symbolizations of toys and icons from her childhood. You can see various incarnations of all the characters in the Labyrinth in Sarah's room. So after the battle, when she sent David Bowie back to the 70s dimension from whence he came, she's left alone in her room. However, her friends come back to remind her that she's not alone and that anytime she needs them, they will always be there. It's a final piece of leaving childhood behind and embracing growing up for Sarah.
And remember, fair maiden, should you need us?
Yes. Should you need us? For any reason at all.
I need you, Hoggle.
You do?
I don't know why, but every now and again in my life, for no reason at all, I need you. All of you.
But the lesson here is that just because you move past childhood, it doesn't mean that the things you love from your innocence can't be retrieved when you need it to be. And that's the lesson of the Labyrinth. One that never gets old. Hey guys, you got any comments, questions, or suggestions? My ears are always open, so leave me some feedback and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Catch you next time. Claw out.